Bonjour tout le monde. I am sorry that I cannot be there with you today, but I don't think that we have any time to lose, and there's a lot of grammar to cover in this section. So we are going to power on and work with adjectives today. So your substitute should have given you your note-taking guide, which is called Les Adjectifs Réguliers, meaning regular adjectives. You can assume that eventually we'll have irrégulier, we'll have irregular adjectives. But for now, it's just regular adjectives, okay? So let's start off by answering the question, what is an adjective? Why don't you stop the video for a second, talk with your partner about what an adjective is, and try to put a definition on that line. I'll wait. Okay, now that you are back with me, this is what an adjective is, okay? An adjective is there to modify or describe a noun. You use adjectives all the time. Here are some examples. A funny guy. The adjective in that sentence is funny. A polite child. The adjective is polite. A strict teacher, not that I am, and a patient father. Okay, so the nouns in those sentences or those phrases are guy, child, teacher, and father. But your adjectives go before, usually in English, and they describe a little bit more about that person. Okay, so when we use adjectives, once again, everything is going to change depending on if it's masculine or feminine. So if we have a masculine singular noun, we don't need to add anything on to our adjective. This will all become clear when I explain which adjectives we're using. Give me a second. Just fill in the table for now. Now, if it is a masculine plural noun, we are going to need to add an S. So we should write an S in there. If it is a feminine singular noun, you might guess that we are going to add an E. And you might also guess that if it is a plural feminine noun, we're going to add an ES. Okay? So here are things to note. Adjectives that end in E in masculine singular, so if it's over here and it already ends in an E, they do not get another E in the feminine singular. So there's the adjective dynamique, okay, dynamic. If Marc est dynamique, it already ends in an E, see that? But if Hélène est dynamique, we don't get another E on the end. It already ends in an E, so we don't have to add another one. Adjectives that end in S in the masculine singular also do not get another S in the masculine plural. Here's our example. If we said Philippe est français, okay, he's French, Philippe et Jean-Claude sont français. We're not going to add another S in there, even though we're supposed to in our table, but if it already ends in S, we're not going to add another one. You've never done that before, so we're not going to start doing it now, okay? Now, here is where it becomes very particular that we pay attention. Where do the adjectives go in the sentence? So most of the adjectives are going to go after the noun that they modify. So this is a little bit different than when we are speaking in English, okay? If you have nice friends, then you can say j'ai des amis sympathiques. See, when I said that in English, I said I have nice friends. But in French, we say we have friends nice. Okay, notice that sympathique has an S on the end because we're talking about des amis, which is more than one friend. Oh my goodness, this is so exciting. Okay, mon copain est belge. So my friend is Belgian. Okay, once again, it's going to go after the noun that they're modifying. All right, here is our big exception, and this is something that you really need to pay attention to, and we're going to spend a lot of time on. This is true. So most of these adjectives go after the noun that they modify, except in bags adjectives, and they go before the noun. Bags before. That's how you can remember it. This is an acronym. It means beauty, age, goodness, and size. Okay, bags. So when we're talking about these type of adjectives, they are going to go before the noun, not afterwards. So let's fill in our table. Beau. You probably know what a lot of these mean, so why don't you stop me and you and your partner are going to try to fill in this a little bit before I speak. Really challenge yourself. Please stop the video. Okay, now that you're back with me, beau means, I'm sure a lot of you got this, beau means beautiful. Jolie means pretty. Jeune, you've seen this when we're talking about plus jeune que moi, things like that, means young. Vieux is the opposite of that. It's old. Nouveau is new. Bon is good, and the opposite is bad. Grande can mean two different things. It can mean big, it can also mean tall. Petite means the opposite of that, so small or short. Okay, so I'm going to skip this for just a second. So let's think about them. They're going to go before the noun that they're talking about, right? So if I have an old desk, it's true. You probably notice it's a pretty old desk. J'ai un vieux bureau. Okay, j'ai un vieux bureau. I have an old desk. Because it's a bags adjective, it's age, it's going to go before the noun bureau. We have a young dog. Nous avons un jeune chien. Okay, bags before. George Clooney est un beau homme. Okay, he is a handsome man. Except, so this is wrong, and I did that on purpose, all right? Because beau, go back up to the star, beau, nouveau, vieux, they get a little tricky, of course, before a vowel sound. So we know different things happen before vowel sounds. They become belle, nouvelle, and vieille before a vowel sound. Okay, so instead of saying un beau appartement, because this appartement starts with an A, we're going to say a bel appartement. Before an ami, if you have a new friend, you're going to have a nouvelle amie. Okay, and then if it's an old man, it's un vieil homme. Okay, so I want you to correct mine. I want you to cross that out and change it to what it would be. So instead of un beau homme, we're going to have un bel homme. That's still the masculine form, okay? But it becomes before a vowel sound, so we have to change it. All right, we're moving on. Now, at the beginning of this, I said it was regular adjectives. Of course, never completely regular. So some of these adjectives don't follow the same pattern as we mentioned. So they are going to change their feminine form. So most of them are still going to follow this normal pattern like we've got right here. But these little guys change. So beau is irregular. Il est beau is he is beautiful, but elle est belle. Okay. Vieux is irregular. Mon grand-père est vieux, but my grand-mère est vieille. And people struggle with this pronunciation all the time, so this is why I have this right next to it. It's vieille. That's all it is. Okay, vieille. She is old. Nouveau is irregular. Okay, j'ai un nouveau copain. I have a new friend. But if you have a new friend who's a girl, j'ai une nouvelle copine. Okay, so those ones change. You just have to kind of memorize the differences between beau and belle, vieux and vieille, nouveau and nouvelle. All right, all these other ones that we have up here, they're going to follow this pattern. Okay, so for example, if we wanted to say jolie, this is the masculine form. I gave you all the masculine forms here. If I want to say jolie, then for the feminine form, if she is pretty, elle est jolie, and it'll have an E on the end. Okay, if she is bad, the little girl maybe is bad, elle est mauvaise. You would have an E on the end right here. Okay. I don't know why I didn't do this, but bon is going to be a little bit different too, so just keep that in mind. in the future. We will talk about that when I come back. Okay, so what are some adjectives that we are going to start using? Let's think about them, or let's define them. So I want you to stop the video. A lot of these are cognates, meaning they are very similar in French as they are in English. So try to fill these in without me telling you first with your partner. I'll wait. All right, now that you're back, let's see. So the adjective riche is rich. Content is happy. It's like content. Juste, fair, like justice. Poli is polite. Drôle, don't forget the accent on drôle, is funny. Sensible, this is one of my favorite ones. Sensible is sensitive. Sensitive. Sympa or sympathique, if we want to say the full thing, is nice. Aimable, remember the verb aimer, to like? So aimable is pleasant or nice or essentially likable. Bête, dumb, or it can also be like silly. Egoist is selfish. Like you have an ego, right? Timide, you're timid, you're shy. So then these ones on the opposite side of these ones up here are, of course, their opposites. So if you, the opposite of riche would be pauvre, so that's poor. The opposite of content, happy, would be triste, which is sad. Opposite of juste is injuste, unfair. The opposite of poli is impoli, which is not polite, rude. Yes, rude is what we say in English. And the opposite of drôle is pénible. That's boring. Hopefully you're not thinking about this with my video. Okay. All these down here, these are another little set. Some of them still have the same words that we just did, but I thought you might want to know some of these. So if you would like to take notes on these, I think that would be a good idea. Amusant is funny as well. Okay. Compétent is competent. Okay. Knowing, knowledgeable. Distant, that makes sense. Distant, kind of standoffish. Intéressante, of course, is interesting. So if she is interesting, you would add an E right here. Elle est intéressante. Indifférent, okay, that would be indifferent. Intelligente is intelligent, of course. Patient, I like this one. Of course, once again, add an E if it's feminine. Patient is patient. Or impatient, the opposite, impatient. Tolérant would be tolerant. Strict is, of course, strict. We've already looked over bête. Efficace is efficient. Dynamique is dynamic or outgoing. We've already looked at juste, injuste, aimable. Honnête is a good one, honest, versus malhonnête. What is that? Dishonest? Dishonest. Sévère, severe or harsh. Sincère is sincere. Optimiste is the opposite of pessimiste, so optimistic and pessimistic. Idéaliste would be idealist or idealistic. Poli and impoli, we've looked at. Spontané would be spontaneous. Réservé would be reserved. And organisé is organized. So you may write those definitions as well. Lots of adjectives, except the nice thing is a lot of them are cognates. So they look or sound very similar to what we would say in English. Okay? All right, that is the last of the notes that you guys are actually going to take today. So we're going to go over, and you are going to repeat some of these to me. I expect you to do that. Okay, so let's start with beau. Répétez. Beau. Joli. Jeune. Vieux. Nouveau. Bon. Mauvais. grand, petit, un bel appartement, nouvel ami, un vieil homme. Those kind of run together, by the way. Répétez, j'ai un vieux bureau. Nous avons un jeune chien. George Clooney est un bel homme. Il est beau. Elle est belle. Mon grand-père est vieux. Ma grand-mère est vieille. J'ai un nouveau copain. J'ai une nouvelle copine. Riche. Content. Juste. Poli. Drôle. Sensible. Sympathique. Sympa. Aimable. Bête. Égoïste. Timide. Pauvre. Triste. Injuste. Impoli. Pénible. Amusant. Compétent. Distant. Intéressant. Indifférent. Intelligent. Patient. Impatient. Tolérant. Strict. Bête. Efficace. Dynamique. Juste. Injuste. Aimable. Honnête. Malhonnête. Sévère. Sincère. Optimiste. Pessimiste. Idéaliste. Poli. Impoli. Spontané. Réservé. Organisé. So hopefully you actually took the time to actually repeat those. The more that you practice saying them out loud will help you, and it will help your pronunciation as well. All right, so for the rest of class, I want you to work on the adjective worksheet that I have given you. You may once again work with a partner, and remember that when we are describing people, the adjectives are going to usually go after the noun, except for beauty, age, goodness, and size. Okay? Those are going to go before. Now, remember, if we are saying I am something, je suis petit. Okay? Je suis petit. There's no noun that you're talking about. So it's going to go after the être. Je suis petite. Okay, that's why this one is after. Okay, but if they are talking about the dog is little, see, we're modifying that object, that noun, then it's le petit chien. Okay, we're talking about the little dog. All right. Hopefully that will make sense when you look at the adjective worksheet as well. But please use your partner as help and try your best. Remember that you do have a homework assignment. Hopefully the substitute teacher, that's the word, has explained that to you or will explain that to you. But I need some descriptions, okay? That's going to be practicing your adjectives, all right? Okay, good job today. Hopefully this is making a little bit of sense, and I will be back to help you more with it demain. Okay, au revoir.